In this tutorial, we're going to look at how to remember the kanji and write the kanji on page 2. These are the kanji that we need for our verbs. First of all, we've got the kanji over here. The core meaning is to see. And in order to write the Japanese word to see, we use that kanji here. And then we add mimasu. Now, those two hiragana, they're called okurigana, and they're the hiragana letters which follow a kanji in order to make the entire Japanese word, because the kanji itself does not mean to see, it's simply the core character. Okay, let's look at where this character comes from. This one being a very common verb, to see. There are many examples of it amongst the oracle characters, and they're the ones that are up to 4,000 years old. And you can see basically there's a great big eye there on top. There's the eye, and underneath it's got human legs or human form. If we move up to the more modern representations, we can see again very clearly there's the eye on top and there are human legs underneath. And that's all it is. The eye has simply been moved up to sort of vertical orientation. Other than that, it's just as it ever was, an eye on human legs. Let's have a look at the kakijun. Okay, whenever we have a box shape, it's always the same. Down on the left, across and down on the right in one movement. Complete the middle strokes, left to right, and then finish our box off. And there's our eye. It's been moved up to a horizontal orientation, but it's still an eye. And underneath there, this gorgeous set of human legs. An eye on legs, the core meaning to see. Our next character is the character which represents eating, to eat. Again, to make it into a Japanese word, we take the core character there and we add the okurigana. So we've got to add be mas, and the kanji there represents the ta. So ta be mas, that's how you would read it. And let's have a look at our character. Now, originally this depicted a lid, and that the top two and that line, that's a lid, and that is a pot on legs, so a cooking pot on legs, but I have a better way of remembering it. Okay, here's our kanji. Now actually, this kanji has an element here, this bottom bit, which is used as an independent kanji in its own right, and it means good. So we're going to use that meaning of good with this character, and we're going to simply start by putting a roof on top, because we mostly eat under a roof, don't we? So ichi ni, remember the stroke is always from top to bottom, so we always go down, we never go up and down like that. So down for ichi, down for ni. Now here we have the bit which means good. Now we're going to link it to food, and also this shape in here, which you may recognize, the katakana yo, and we've used the story of yogurt. So let's use our story for yogurt to link this to good, and in turn to food. So we're going to start with our thumbs up. There's our thumbs up. When we write this by hand, we often make it slanted as well, like that. So we're going to start with a thumbs up because it's good food. Then we're going to choose yo, healthy yogurt. Brilliant. Good, good, good. Now we're going to take that yo and we're going to pour it into our bowl with a pour, splish, splash, splosh, and there's that yogurt going into our bowl. So that good food is what we're eating under our roof. Next, we're going to look at the character for drink. There it is. That's the base character. It means drink. To turn it into the Japanese verb nomimasu, you need to add the okurigana mimasu. The kanji there becomes the no mimasu. And if we take a closer look at that kanji, we'll see there's an element in there that we've just learned. Now you should be able to recognize here on the left-hand side that it's essentially our kanji for to eat, just missing one tiny stroke. So let's go over it again. You can see it's been kind of squashed up though to fit on the left-hand side of this kanji. So I've got ichi, ni, there's the roof, thumbs up there for good healthy yogurt, in goes the yogurt, down we come with a splish, but we're missing our splash and we've just got a splosh there, so we've only got those two. And that character probably should come up and join that like that. On the right hand side of this character, we've got an element which means to lack, and in fact this is also a kanji in its own right. If you use it by itself, it means to lack. Now essentially we've got a person there underneath here, we've got an arm, we've got another arm, but we're lacking a head. And by the way, that's my story, it's not the original story. Okay, so we're going to put in the first arm, then we're going to go across here, that's the shoulders, and that's the second arm, and you can see there's no head there because it's lacking a head, and there's the person underneath. Okay, so that means to lack. Now when you lack food, well, you probably want to have a drink, so that's drink. Our next character is over here, and it means either to listen or to ask. Again, to make it into a proper verb, we've got to add the okurigana. So we start with the kanji here that says ki, then we add kimasu, and that gives us kikimasu, kikimasu, to listen or to ask. Now that kanji consists of two very clear elements, this one on the outside and then one in the middle. Now I'm going to show you the outside one, what it originally looked like, because it should be very clear to you. Here it is, and in fact it's a gate. And if you have a look at all of these representations from approximately 2,000 years ago, you can see very clearly that's a great big gate there. In fact, it looks a little bit like saloon bar doors in a Western movie, doesn't it? But there it is. So we're going to start our kanji by drawing in the gate. Now we're going to use the same stroke order, left to right, top to bottom, and also we're going to use the rules for our box shape. So we go down on the left, cross and round on the right, fill in the middle, and close off the box. So that's the left-hand side of the gate. Then on the right-hand side, we're going to start again on the left-hand bit of the right-hand side. So down on the left, across and down on the right, just like we always do for a box shape. Fill in the middle and close the box off. That just leaves us with this element in the middle. This is what it looked like 2,000 years ago. You can see, look, all the different forms of it. But if we go back to the bronze characters, it gets a little clearer as to what they're trying to represent with this character. It's in fact an ear. That's what it looked like 2,000 years ago, and if you look over here, that's actually what it looks like today. It's a character in its own right, but when we put our ear up against the gate, we are eavesdropping or listening. So we're going to pop the ear in, and again this has got quite a strange kakijun. We're going to go across on the top, down on the left, fill in the two cross bits of the ear, each knee. Finish the ear off, but make sure that you start beyond that downstroke. So across you go, and then finish it all off down to the right. So quite an odd stroke order.